Hey guys! So this week on MissionOtaku, we're talking about our favorite quotes in anime, and since I didn't really prepare for this video very well, I don't really have that many quotes, but I have a good handful, so let's get into this. I'm going to start with the quote from an anime that I just finished recently, because it's easier for me to remember, and that would be from the anime series X. And the quote from the series is from Satsuki, who's one of the main characters. And in this scene, I'm going to kind of be a little vague. She's fighting this girl, and she's sort of on the antagonist side of the series. So when these two people fight, they're like, they have really, really strong powers. So because of this, they fight in Tokyo, and they destroy a lot of damage, or a lot of buildings, and they cause a lot of damage, and they can kill some people. And so the good side of the battle is they make barriers with magic to help keep population, safe. Whereas the bad side, which is what Satsuki's on, just fights for the hell of it and just doesn't care if they kill people. So now, after that little backstory, let's get into the actual quote that I love. So as I said, Satsuki's battling one of the main characters that's on the good side, and she basically, the person that she's fighting, kind of yells at her because she's, fighting and causing a lot of damage and maybe killing people. And so, she accuses her of being, unmoralistic and horrible and mean and just heartless. And Satsuki says, "Why is it wrong to kill humans? If humans can kill other creatures that are lower than them for their own selfish gain, then why is it wrong for us as higher people to kill humans?" And the other character doesn't know how to answer this question. And the reason I love that question is because it really, really makes you think. I just was just mind-boggled by that question, because I couldn't even think of an answer for myself, which is crazy, because it's one of those questions where you should be able to answer, but it's a lot more complicated than that. And one of the characters actually does answer that question, I think, later on in that episode, and the answer I love too, and the answer is because somebody would cry for that person. And when I heard that answer, I was just so, I stopped my forehead, because that's so obvious, but you don't really see it that way, it really made me think, and I love that quote for that reason. Also from X, the anime series, it's from the main character Kamui, and I will be very, very vague, because this is a huge spoiler, but I will be very vague with what's going on, and I'll just say the quote that he says. And this is very paraphrased, because if I say the whole quote, it will spoil a lot, so I'm going to cut it down and chop it up for you all. And the quote is, "All the people that have died will live on in your heart. They're not truly gone." That's a very, concise, cut up, kind of paraphrased version of what the actual quote is. And the reason I love this quote is because it's so true. I mean, when you have someone that you love die, you never forget them, usually, unless, you don't really love them. But, they just always stay with you, and you always think back to all the good times you've had with that person, and they help you, advance into the future, I guess, if that makes any sense. And this quote also reminds me of the second Lion King movie, with that song, "He lives in you, he lives in me, into the water." I don't know, I just love that quote so much. The next quote is from the anime series Wolf's Rain, and it's a quote that they say a lot in the series, especially towards the end, and mostly towards the end actually. And I'm going to be very, very vague about this question also, or this quote also. And the quote is, "Let's meet again next time in paradise." Oh god, that's such an emotional quote. In context, as I'm listening to the quote, I am crying my eyes out, so yeah, that's a good quote. Another one is from the anime series Gundam 00, which is my favorite anime, and it's from my favorite character ever. This will be a minor spoiler, because I'm going to have to tell you who says the quote, and Britt probably knows what I'm talking about. So it's from Hallelujah, and it's in the first season, and basically he's fighting the other side, I guess. I don't really want to call them the villains, because in Gundam there aren't really any villains. They're like just the other side. And so he's fighting them, and one of the, I don't know what you call them, soldiers, I'm just going to call them soldiers for, just to make it easier on myself, because I can't remember. He's fighting one of them, and the person that he's fighting against in this specific thing is sort of sacrificing himself so that his friends can get away. And so the quote is something along these lines. I can't remember exactly. Well, look at that. You let them get away. Well, I guess there's nothing I can do but kill you slowly. Ha ha ha! That was my best attempt at a Hallelujah. I'm sorry if it sucked. I love this quote because it gives me chills every single time I hear it. Oh God, it's just creepy and But yeah, I love Hallelujah so much. Another quote from Gundam Below. I'm going to be more vague on this one. I keep talking about the scenes, but I guess that kind of makes sense. So, in this quote, it's from Setsuna at the end of the series, and Britt already mentioned this already in her video, but it's, I won't let that happen. And in context, this is the most epic quote in the entire series, so yeah, it is amazing. When you're watching the scene, it's just flawless. Perfect. I love it so much. The next quote is from Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. And I'm kind of surprised that Britt didn't say this quote, but I'll say it anyway. It's actually on the back of the DVD, so that's kind of why I chose it, because I can't remember any other epic quotes for me anyway, because I've only seen this once, so yeah. History is much like an endless waltz. The 3 beats of war, peace, and revolution continue on forever. And I love this quote specifically because of the message behind the series. Because war really does not truly end, I don't think. I mean, even after the war ends, there's still, the after effects of the war, and it just seems like in this series that it just goes on and on forever because of, how everyone's fighting and just how it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere. The war just doesn't seem to be going anywhere, and it's just, it's like an endless waltz. I can't really explain it very well to you, it's sort of self-explanatory, I guess. And those are all the quotes I can think of off the top of my head right now. There are probably others that I'm just not thinking about, but, I didn't really prepare that well for this video. So, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next week. And we'll see Kyle-chan tomorrow, I hope. Please. Please be Kyle-chan. I don't remember. Crap. Alright, see you guys next week. Bye.